Welcome to 6K DFS Darlings presented by the Golf Gambling Podcast. My name is Matt Gannon, and I am here to tell you 4 6K range players you need to play at this 2023 PGA Championship from Oak Hill. Now, obviously, this is a major. It's going to be a very difficult test. And usually in the 6K range, I like to keep it simple. Like to dive in on 1 to 2 specific stats and go from there. Narrow down our guys from there. But this week, you're kind of going to have to check more than just 2 boxes. You're going to have somewhat of a complete game. I know it's tough in the 6K range. No one in the 6K range is going to check every box. Just the way it is. They're in the 6K range for a reason. But some things I'm going to be looking at in the 6K range, or not even in the 6K range, just handicapping this event as a whole. You got to be a complete driver for the golf ball for sure. You have to have solid long iron play, solid wedge play. You have to be solid around the greens. You got to be solid on bent grass, decent form, and decent major history. Now, the 3 players in the entire field check all 6, 7 of those boxes? Probably. But 6K range, no one really checks more than 4 to 5. So let's jump in and I will tell you the 4 players you need to play in this 6K range. And we'll start with Bo Hostler at $6,900. Bo Hostler ranks 60th on tour in total driving, which combines both distance and accuracy. Just a complete driving stat. 60th is pretty solid. He also ranks 20th around the green. He struggles with his irons, but usually he relies on that chipping and around the green play to bail him out. But he's one of the best bent grass putters on tour. It is his best surface, so expect Hostler to have a good putting week. He's made his last 4 cuts, and he's made 6 of his 8 cuts in majors in his career. That's Bo Hostler, 6.9K. All right, KH Lee, 6.7K. KH Lee ranks 33rd on tour in total driving. He hits his wedges really well. Look for that to excel on those few short par fours and all the par fives to all the par fives. The par fives are going to be 3-shot holes for a majority of the field. So hit your wedges close. You're going to be good. KH Lee does that very well. He's in solid form. He's made his last 6 cuts on the PGA Tour, and he's made 3 of his last 4 cuts in majors. So KH Lee, 6.7K. I like him this week. 6.6K, Mark Hubbard. Mark Hubbard was a guy I bet last week at the Byron Nelson, but withdrew. Hopefully that was just to prepare for this event. Hopefully there's nothing more going on with Mark Hubbard, but Mark Hubbard is a very solid long iron player and does his best putting on bent grass. 2 boxes you need to check. He ranks 45th in strokes gained around the green, which means he's solid there because you're going to have to chip this week. And he's made 3 out of his last 4 cuts. So Mark Hubbard checks a few boxes. I like him to get through the cut at 6.6K. All right, finally, Sam Ryder. Sammy rides at 6.3K. Sam Ryder kind of has lost his form and he doesn't have a great major track record, but he fits the mold of someone who would perform well at this golf course. Hits his wedges good, hits his long irons good, and he's good on bent grass. He was in the mix at Torrey Pines, which is, I guess, a similar golf course. I wouldn't really say too similar, but actually, Torrey Pines is a decent course comp. So he was in the mix there for 4 rounds. He was even in the mix on the back 9, but he hasn't been playing that well, but he fits the mold as a good play. So that's Sam Ryder at 6.3K, Mark Hubbard at 6.6K, KH Lee at 6.7K, and Bo Hostler at 6.9K. Play those guys in the 6K range to round out your lineups. Best of luck this week. Narratives and final thoughts tomorrow night.